Bandidos, what up? Season 3 of The Division 2 drops tomorrow, February 25th. And there's a lot to break down. The devs just did a live stream reveal on everything that we need to know. And I'm going to recap that for you in this video, as well as cover all of the patch notes. Quick highlights here. The devs did some listening and tweaking based on the feedback from the PTS. And I'm gonna warn you, the global modifier has been changed. Was that a good call or a capital L? Well, we're gonna find out. As usual, and we'll cover in this video, we're gonna get a new gear set, fresh exotics, and some changes to Season 2.0 across the board, plus a free 6th anniversary backpack skin. You don't wanna miss that. It's gonna update dynamically with your SHD level. Oh, and let's not forget, we're finally getting more stash space. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
Now let's get into it. I'll review what's coming in Season 3, give you my unfiltered take, and then we'll dive into the freshly released patch notes to see what's really going on under the hood. First, we'll do things at a high level here. So modifiers and gameplay changes. Based on the feedback from the PTS, the devs have tweaked the global modifier. So previously it was a bit too generous per the devs, and so they've made it more tactical. And what that actually means is that they've reduced momentum gain, pushing us to focus more on these blacklisted targets. We'll go over them a little bit more in a bit. They also added a new timer with a 3-second delay before you can use your momentum. But this timer, he's stated, will allow us to enjoy our momentum for longer periods of time. But I thought that was kind of a weird statement because I understood that momentum was perpetual. You just had to maintain it. But now there's a limit and that slight delay. So again, the PTS was limited to PC players, and because I wasn't able to experience it myself because I'm on the Xbox, it will be difficult for me to evaluate the change on how bad or how good this has made the global modifier. But either way, we'll be able to get into this first thing and see what we think. And remember, the theme this season is aggressive gameplay to rack up those momentum rewards. There are 5 tiers to grow through: weapon damage, skill damage, rate of fire, reload speed, and movement speed. And they gave us some details on how those change. Passive modifiers, by the way, are going to be more skill focused this time, not just about raw damage, making them more engaging than last season. Last season, Season 2, we were really powerful, but we didn't have a lot of options or a lot of appealing options, which made us gravitate to sort of meta setups. So I think more interesting is a good thing here. The hostile modifiers have been streamlined from 4 down to just 1, scaling as you progress, plus no status effects this time around, which is a big relief for me. But what's also different and creative is that blacklisted targets are a double-edged sword. So they're going to boost your momentum if you take them down, but you'll lose momentum if they hit you. The activation of active modifiers has been improved, making their status clearer during gameplay. Plus, you don't have to ADS to activate your active modifier anymore. And that was a big pain in the butt. Again, this is a high-level overview. We will be going directly into the patch notes in a moment. So Season 2.0 improvements, the devs have refocused how we acquire modifiers, tying them more closely to the journey. Engaging with modifiers now grants more season XP, and you can earn season XP across most in-game activities. Priority objectives are going to offer better rerolls, and those hard to find pain in the butt objectives have now been removed from the system. So good news for hoarders, as I mentioned in the intro, stash space is increased by 100 slots, 50 from the Warlords of New York expansion if you own it, and another 50 from their Year 1 pass. We're getting new gear as usual. It consists of 3 exotics, of some named weapons, gear sets, brand sets, and a talent. So the Oxpecker exotic SMG is one to look forward to. This SMG repairs your shield as you use it. Then we have the Exodus exotic gloves. When your armor breaks, it drops a smoke bomb. This is a new thing that lasts for 3 seconds with a 40-second cooldown. This gives you time to heal up because you're considered out of combat. By the way, big win, they've adjusted this to include a red weapon core with crit chance and crit damage, making them more versatile for DPS builds. Refactor gear set, I'm really looking forward to. This is a skill-based set that deals damage and heals both you and your allies. I think this is the most exciting thing about Season 3. Shiny Monkey brand set focuses on skills, enhancing skill duration, efficiency, and repair abilities. The perfect talents kind of suck, but the knee pads might be useful for flamethrower builds. You're going to have more status effects from running these knee pads. So Birdie's exotic backpack, tailored for healers. It offers skill tier, haste, and repair skills. Its talent boosts revive speed, reduces damage taken during revives, and grants a skill tier or overcharge upon reviving. It even works with the Hive now, which wasn't the case during the PTS. That's a W. Now, they didn't say which one of these is going to be hidden behind a climax mission. My bet is it's going to be the Birdie's exotic backpack. Season Pass and events. So the Season Pass included 2 outfits, 9 dyes and 9 skins. A cool touch, by the way, the goggles on the apparel masks lower at nighttime and go up during the day. A nice little animation effect. There's going to be a season bundle available, as well as the premium pass and of course the free season pass. While the devs are keeping some surprises under wraps, they did mention that there's going to be an April Fool's event, a new Shepherd XP event, and other types of events, including one in the Dark Zone. Twitch drops are coming in March for 2 weeks. I'll make sure you know when they hit. And March also marks the 6th anniversary event featuring a free SHD backpack skin that dynamically showcases your SHD levels. Looks pretty neat. For those wondering about the upcoming DLC, there's no new intel just yet. The devs haven't shared any details, but they did confirm more news will be coming later in Season 3. We don't know what. Probably, I don't know, a little trailer, but stay tuned. We'll keep you updated as soon as we hear more. So that's the quick rundown for Season 3. Now, let's jump into the patch notes. Hey, real quick, before I jump into these patch notes, I just want you to know whether they give us lemons or not, we're going to be making lemonade out of Season 3. Some of these changes might not be ideal and take some getting used to, but there's a lot of potential here. With new exotics, better journey, and a refined modifier system, we'll find ways to make it work and keep pushing forward, because that's what we do. If you want to stay in the loop and be part of the conversation, this is the place to be. I'm not going to give you any of that fluffy, toxic positivity, just real talk with good people. So make sure you join us for this journey, and also swing by Discord if you haven't. There's some really good people there going 10,000 strong. If you're looking for people to hang with or just to talk builds, that's the spot. All right, let's do this. Here's a nice little visual that they provided for the modifiers. The global one is called Rogue Momentum. The hostile one is called Frenzy. And then you got your active and your passive. Rogue Momentum is all about skill and bending the rules and using dirty tactics to dominate in high risk, high reward combat. The more enemies you eliminate, the more momentum you build, but keeping it is just as crucial as gaining it. So momentum builds up through combat actions, with different kills granting different amounts. Standard enemies give a small boost, while headshots and skill-based eliminations, multi-kills, and explosive takedowns provide even bigger gains. That's pretty cool. Skill-based, I didn't notice the skill-based elimination give you bigger gains. So that's cool. Hybrids, it's going to be an interesting season. Elite targets offer greater momentum, making them high priority threats. As you take down enemies, your momentum meter fills, pushing you through different tiers, each unlocking powerful combat bonuses. So here are the momentum tiers and bonuses. Higher tiers mean faster movement, better reload speed, increased weapon and skill damage, and even faster rate of fire, which is going to be great. At the top tier, you gain skill overcharge. So at tier 1, you're going to get 5% weapon damage, 5% skill damage. So that's tier 1. Just whoop-de-doo. Tier 2, you got 10% across the board, including movement speed, and you start to pick up a little bit of reload speed. Tier 3, Ruthless, 15% across the board, 10%, and then you pick up rate of fire at 15%. Tier 4, 20% across the board, 15% reload speed, and 20% rate of fire. And then Unstoppables, 20% across the board, 25% rate of fire, and you get that overcharge, which is great. However, momentum doesn't stack. So remember, each one of these tiers are momentum. So you go from 5 to 10 to 15. They don't add up. If you lose momentum, you drop to a lower tier. So remember, the blacklisted enemies can take momentum away from you. So if you're at Unstoppable, they drop you to a tier 4, and then to a tier 3, so on and so forth. Momentum decay. So momentum slowly fades over time, both in and out of combat. So taking damage also slows down how quickly you can earn more momentum. To slow down decay, stay active. Sprinting for at least 2 seconds slows the decay rate, and using pulse stops it entirely for 5 seconds. They're not talking about anything here about the timer. You notice that? There's no timer thing in the notes. He described this whole timer.
Based on the feedback we got on the momentum itself, on the rogue momentum, was the fact that it was a lot of fun, but it was almost too generous in especially the acquisition part. We've just talked about in the introduction here, we said, okay, you have to gain momentum, and you can also lose momentum based on the NPCs and what you do. And so we've made a few changes to try to make that a bit more tactical. So you really need to now identify the targets, really try to play with the blacklisted targets, which are the ones that give you more momentum, but they can actually take away your momentum if they shoot you. So basically what this means is that we've reduced the overall gain that you get by just killing NPCs. You still get some, but you're going to get less. And therefore you really need to identify the blacklisted targets and try to do more of those more of those explosive kills and the ones that give you really a big boost of momentum, this is what you need to do to really gain that momentum. But therefore, in return, what we're going to do is that there is now a timer or a delay before you start losing momentum. So once even if you don't necessarily gain new momentum, you're not going to start going down immediately. There's going to be a timer of, I'm looking at my notes because I don't remember, 3 seconds before the decay starts. So once again, it's just a bit more work to actually gain the momentum, but therefore you keep it longer. It's kind of the general idea here. So overall, still the same. We haven't changed the values. So it's still the same as those of you who played on the PTS experienced.
Blacklisted enemies, so they're going to have an icon. So keep an eye out for blacklisted enemies. Randomly marked foes with a slashed icon. Taking them down gives a huge momentum boost. So standard blacklisted enemies give you 7% momentum. Elites give you 10% momentum. So although the blacklisted enemies seem like a positive thing, I think it's a way of them sort of creatively creating more hostile modifiers. This is a hostile modifier. This is what this is. But you get a reward for killing one of these modified hostiles, right? So as a bonus, eliminating a blacklisted enemy grants Energized, a 15-second buff that increases weapon handling and a critical hit chance by 10%. So that's one of the buffs, right? More crit chance and weapon handling. Doesn't say a timer on that though. Be careful, if you don't take them out quickly, they can drain your momentum. So make them your top priority. Active modifiers. The active modifiers enhance aggressive playstyle and high stakes theme, while failure might even lead to reductions in armor and health. Overdrive instantly maxes out momentum to 100%, granting powerful combat bonuses for a limited time. After wearing off, momentum is gained at a rate of negative 70% for 150 seconds. Damn. Vendetta. Activating Vendetta marks several enemies. Killing these enemies using primary, secondary skill, or pistol grants stacking tank bonuses. I like that. Failure to eliminate them imposes armor and health reduction penalties. Tactical Supremacy doubles the effect of all equipped passive modifiers for a limited time, while active momentum gain from passive modifiers is frozen, but it also prevents blacklisted enemies from draining your momentum. Players can choose from 12 passive modifiers divided into skill specific and general modifiers. Up to 3 can be equipped at any time. So we've seen these before, and as far as I know, none of them have been changed. I think this one here, crits, restores 5% of your maximum armor. I'm really excited about that. That reminds me of one of our old school vampire builds where you crit to heal. That's amazing. And then crits have a 50% chance to grant 1% momentum. Microwave coils. Up to 4 enemies affected by pulse have a 50% chance to receive a burn status effect. Yeah, so microwave coils is going to be pretty cool. A lot of people were enjoying that with just a laser pointer. Enemy frenzy. Enemies gain rate of fire, movement, speed, and armor health regen. Frenzy scaling the number of enemies and the amount of rage applied scales as player progresses through the season chapters. Okay. Expanded stash. We talked about this. So gear, weapon, and talents. Here's the Ox Pecker. We've talked about this already, but it's going to heal your shield. You lose shield health at a rate of 10% per second. Your shield receives repairs of 25% of the damage dealt by this weapon. You basically want to go mostly red with this setup so that you have enough damage to heal your shield. So there's your cost. The muzzle's got 10 rounds, 50% optimal range, very nice. Underbarrel, 15% critical hit chance, very nice. The new exotic gloves on armor break drop a smoke bomb at your feet, concealing you from enemies for 3 seconds, cooldown 40 seconds. And then they changed this to crits and all red cores. So very exciting. A lot of people enjoyed this. We'll see if we do. This is probably my favorite thing of the season, the refactor gear set. So 2 pieces equipped gives status effects. 3 gives you 25% skill damage. That's not bad. 4 pieces unlock a new unique talent. Receive repairs of 10% of the damage dealt by your skills, and this seems to be very generous. Allies will receive repairs of 20% of the damage dealt by your skills. That's cool, man. This is cool. Even the people that only run metas seem to really like this gear set, so that's good. So I think this is going to get global buy-in for the community. So chest and backpack talents increase the repairs received from return to sender from 5 to 15% and from 10 to 20%. And then the backpack, while at full armor, repairs received from return to sender will provide bonus armor up to 80% of your total armor. Does not apply to allies. Shiny monkey, it's okay. 1 piece is going to give you more duration. 5% skill efficiency is pretty fucking weak for a 2 piece, and I'm not going to be truthful there. And then 52% repair skills, which is nice. That's a nice repair skill there. The named backpack is called Axle. You can get perfect energized, which sucks, so I'm just gonna go on. Named knee pads are called Grease, and the perfect attribute is status effects, which is kind of cool. So you got skill duration with status effects. That's a weird combo. Most status effects don't have skill durations. You see what I'm saying? So this is a weird combo. This would work for the flamethrower. So there you go. There's one. What the gear set looks like, by the way, which is actually pretty sick. Rusty, the classic RPK, very good gun. Amplifies weapon damage by 20% to enemies under status effects. I mean, it's not better than NSYNC because NSYNC is gonna make your skills stronger too. Is it 40? Yeah, it's double, isn't it? Yeah, why would you do this? Yeah, this talent is for all status effects. So Riot Foam, you'd get power from Riot Foam here, where NSYNC isn't gonna do shit for you from Riot Foam because it's gotta be a skill damage skill. There you go. It's got an application, it makes sense. It's unique. And then you got your regular talent, 15%. Here's the backpack Birdie's quick fix. I think this is probably going to be locked behind the climax mission. 50% revive speed, weakened debuff time. That's after you revive, you're kind of weak, right? So that's gonna go way faster. You'll have some damage resistance to both parties involved with the revive. And then they've also made it work with the revive hive. And apparently this is resolved. And there's gonna be an overcharge with it too. So that's kind of cool. All right, should we look at the buffs? It's all reload speed, right? So these are unchanged. AR unchanged is the foul. Otherwise the Lexington gets a little bit of a debuff there. Yeah, they made the F2000 stronger with the penalty being the reload, so that's your differentiator. Still worth it. You got an extra mod slot here too, the Lexington. So that's their consideration. Yeah, this is a good balance. It's a slight drop, but it's got an extra mod slot, so that puts you back on top. Plus it's a faster reload, so it puts you back on top. SMGs all got a better reload. The MPX was horribly slow, so this is a good one to get. LMGs, Pestilence get better. Yeah, the Pestilence got better again. You see that? The reload speed got better again. The Pestilence just keeps getting buffed every patch. Rifles, we see some buffs to the UIC. I'm happy about that. That's one I really dug. The LM4, those are good buffs. That's a serious buff. MK47, also a great gun. Quality of life changes. So modifiers have been removed from priority objectives and are now available as rewards in the season journey. We already talked about that. Active modifiers now trigger without ADS. This is a big one. This was so annoying. You had the ADS before and it really was disruptive. It wouldn't work half the time. Clear visibility on active modifier duration and cooldown. That's a plus. Progression in objectives. Players receive a 10% season pass progression boost for having seasonal modifiers active. That's good, man. The bonus also stacks with additional progression boosts granted to Season Pass premium owners, helping you level up faster. Season Pass XP is now available as a reward for completing select in-game activities. We talked about that. Warhound Convoy, Elite Resource Convoy, and Elite Territory Control Points have been removed. We talked about that. Priority Objective reroll bars now automatically refill to 3 every 24 hours. That's nice. Scavenger Points. Rebalanced. Wow. They didn't talk about this, did they? So more E-credits, more ceramics, more polys, more steel, more carbon, more electric. It's all bonuses. Printer filament, and then these are the same. That's great. That's a big W right there. Don't you think? This is big. They doubled, tripled. I'm happy about that. Raise your paw if you wish you had that 3 years ago. Yeah, Mules just got a buff for sure. Season Pass. All right, the optional Season Pass is available for all the Division 2 players starting at level 1, priced at 1,000 premium credits. Or $10 and does not require ownership of Warlords anymore. Additionally, players can now opt in for the Premium Plus option available for $30, which bundles the Premium Season Pass. So that will include this Season Pass. Do not buy both of them. Do not buy both of them. That happened to people before, right? They bought both, which I imagine would still be possible, but it should be discounted if you buy the bundle after you buy the pass. And then once you buy the bundle, you shouldn't be able to buy the pass anymore, which bundles a Premium Season Pass with multiple rewards offering even greater value. Players with the Season Pass can gain access to the following premium reward tracks. So 10 gear dies, 2 outfits, new prestige arm patch, and whatever. 9 weapon skins. Moreover, players can earn 500 premium credits by progressing through the seasonal pass. That's the premium track. The free track will include 1 outfit and 1 weapon skin, allowing every agent to gear up. There's a new one-time offer. Ooh, look at that helmet. It's a motorcycle helmet. That's kind of sick. Don't you think? They didn't mention this. $20, 2,000 premium credits plus bonus 600 credits, so 2,600. But that's shy of, that's stupid, right? Is that not shy of the premium track? This should line up. Don't you think? This should be like $30 at $30 value. You know, so this should push, it gives you 2,600, but this is going to be like basically 3,000, whatever. That would have been smarter. People would buy this and then cash in on it right away, and then they'd have to buy more later, but whatever. Claude Pack, that looks sick. I dig it. They've been doing a really good job on the design stuff lately. All season 2 shit was pretty fucking cool. The clown outfit was cool. I didn't buy it because I'm on strike from buying things from these dudes. You know, lots of things that were cool last season. I can't remember what else, but the thing to look out for this season is going to be this modifier shit, you know, that momentum gain. Love it, hate it, the changes they just made to it, you know, with the timers and stuff like that. We'll see, but we're stuck with it, man, because if you just listen to some of my rants earlier on the season, some of the things that kind of happened in season 2 was that the devs heard our feedback regarding the modifiers, but about halfway through the season is when they finally said, hey, we heard you, we're gonna make some of these changes now and some of them next season. But because of their staffing issues and budget issues and small team and all that other stuff, you know, they were able to make one round of changes, but it was like, you know, too late. A lot of people had abandoned the idea of modifiers by then or left the game entirely. They don't make changes fast enough, and we're gonna experience some of that in season 3. That's probably my real talk caution for you. Should you play season 3? Absolutely. If you're playing the game, if you love the Division 2, play season 3. Just beware and be mindful or patient. Knowing is half the battle here on what you're going to face when it comes to the developers. It's not always bad intention, and I know sometimes we sling shit at them saying, God, these guys don't like fun, whatever. Some of it, I should say, is that they don't have the staff to make changes. So we give the feedback, they're like, well, shit, I wish I could do something about it. I want to do something about it, but they have the budget to make one round of changes. And, you know, at best, in a season, we're going to get 3 title updates, maybe 4. Right? They have to prioritize those updates. Most of their dollars are going to go into bugs, glaring issues. Otherwise, it's like, sorry guys, we'll see you next season. And it's not a malicious attitude. It's like their reality. And so if you love this game and you don't want to like frustrate yourself to death, manage your expectations there. I have to personally, you know, but I love the game and I continue to play it. I love the community. We're ride or die around here. So if they give us lemons, we're going to make lemonade, man. I should tell you, we are going live first thing when the game launches tomorrow morning. Join me as we experience everything for the first time together.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?